Lilacs in full bloom. Well, good afternoon, this is Hound Dog Steve on May 21st, 2017, and it is the May 2-4 long weekend in my little town here, Bobcaygeon. And so the town is an absolute zoo, although maybe you can't see on the camera, but it is raining. It's a cool weekend. It's around about 11 or 12 degrees, and so, as all good gardeners do when we get weather like this, we put on our dirty old clothes and we come down and we prep up some of our tools. So today I'm going to show you how to sharpen your shovels. So this is pretty simple. You just need a file with a flat side and a curved side. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so the flat side is for the outside of the spade and the curved is for the inside of the spade. And so you need something to hold your spade in place whilst you file it, and nice and firmly in place, and we shall begin. So you're going to use the curved side of the file on the inside here, and you go forward at an angle. I don't know if you see that. It's about I would say a 60-degree angle. And you use the curved side because this is slightly curved on the inside here. And you're going to find that by sharpening your shovels before you start your gardening in the springtime, it's going to make it a lot easier to cut through turf and roots and peat and other things that bind the soil together. So I would urge you all to take a moment and sharpen your shovels and other implements that you use cutting in the garden. Just use your finger on there. Don't slide your finger this way, but just push your finger over the edge there, and you will feel if there is a nice sharp edge. Just remove any of the burrs on the edge, and there you have one shovel prepped and ready to go for the garden. And of course, with this kind of shovel with a straight edge, you use the flat side of your file. Well, I don't know if you can hear that rain, but it is coming down pretty good right now. And so you're going to do this with all of your shovels, and I file diagonally. And it's a kind of cross between filing and draw filing. And of course, because this is a flat and straight edge, you're going to use the flat side of the file. And remember to keep it at an angle of about 60 degrees. So, I don't know if you can see that, but that is a nice sharp edge on there, and you will find this will take a lot of effort out of the gardening process. Everything is nice and green, however, too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing. We'll take a quick little walk around the garden, but there's actually not a whole heck of a lot to see. The mustard is growing, as you can see. Now, one of the things I did start, because I needed to do some repairs, is I took the side two boards off my hugelkultur here, and you can see the wood laid at the bottom and how that topsoil has all filled in and is absorbing the moisture directly off that wood. That wood is absolutely soaked, it's waterlogged, and so this is exactly how hugelkultur is supposed to work. Okay, here we are. This is a bed that I fixed up, and I don't know if you can see there, those are the peas starting to come up, starting to sprout. And you know, the great thing about letting the birds get at the sunflowers is that they always drop a whole bunch of sunflower seeds on the ground, and they come up next year. So this is the garlic. I'm actually going to cover the garlic this year to try and get away from the leek moth. The leek moth hasn't quite come out yet, but it will be very shortly, as soon as this weather warms up a little bit. But I am told that basically the only way to deal with the leek moth is to get some netting, some fine netting, like screen, this kind of stuff, and cover your garlics and onions. Leek moth is a real pest. I've tried pheromone traps, I've tried hand picking, I've tried neem spray, nothing seems to work, and so I think the only answer is the netting. Anyway, we shall see. Strawberries are all flowering. Those small green plants underneath there, that is the hot mustard growing. But yeah, the strawberries will be soon producing, just needs a little bit of sunshine. Somebody's upset. And what are you talking about? I think I'm too near to a nest. See, now you know why England is so green. Because of all of the rain. Okay. I don't know if you can see. My asparagus is coming up. I got quite a bit now, but when this starts to come on, I don't know if you can see this. This is a really well developed bed now. So I get about 3 weeks of asparagus out of this bed. And just starting some tomatoes there. The Herbalicious is looking really good. As you can see, lots of dill. It's one of my favourite herbs. And the cilantro. That side came up first, and this side has just been planted there's just some signs of them starting to come up now. And that's what they're all excited about. There is a little nest up there. And it's amazing how they'll all gather together in a gang, like they're protecting just this one bird's nest. The one making all the noise, she's the one that's got the nest. But the others will come around and gather in support, and they'll flock and they'll squawk and they'll chirp and they'll chip. It's amazing how protective they are. Yeah, it's okay, little girls. Your babies are safe, don't you worry. You just walk around the garden. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. This is a home for mason bees and parasitic wasps, and they will live in there all summer. And what they do is, I guess they mate, but they will lay an egg inside a larvae that is on your vegetables, and the egg will hatch and it will kill the larvae, and thus cutting down on the number of insects that eat your food. And it's amazing, you know, when you keep a balance in nature like this. Yeah, I think there's a nest in one of my sheds. Still looks like a goldfinch going in there. But when you keep nature in balance like this, you'll find that you'll have a much healthier garden, a much healthier environment, and of course, as I've said before, it just does wonders for the soul to see animals, living animals, coming around and unafraid to be around you. There's something very pleasing about that. Anyway, here's a little tip from my survival garden, and this is Hound Dog Steve signing off. And I hope your weekend is a little drier than mine.